welcome to the Games Talk Live podcast. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a good one. We've got a special guest here. Of course, you're here a lot, Colt. Anyway, we got Colt Eastwood on the show. Hargeet,
yep.
Every week, brother, welcome for another one. I know we're late, and I apologize. It's all on me. My daughter was about to leave the house, and she drives now, but she doesn't know how to get gas, and she had no gas in her car. So I had to get gas. And that's why
I'm just seeing a black screen, so check your OBS. I'm not sure if they can hear us.
It looked good on my side. Oh yeah, from the
okay, there we are.
Stream.
We're up. I apologize for that too. Anyways, hopefully you can hear us. Can you hear us though, Biff?
I see Biff Rinaldi in the chat, who I got to hang out with for a couple hours the other day.
Yeah, shout out to Biff. He was in a party chat with us. We had a good time that day.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun.
There we go. Now I see it on the screen. Cool.
Yeah, Hargeet, how have you been, man? What have you been playing, my friend?
Just Shadows, AC Shadows, and I'm not sure how much further I have, but probably have a lot to go.
Are you hating it?
I thought cleared out the entire map as far as like all the viewpoints, but I would have expected to get an achievement. I didn't, so I don't know. Maybe I didn't get one of them or something like that. But everything on my map seems to be open. But either way, I'm going through all the little side things, and then I have a couple left on the main circle there. I don't want to give too much away, right? But for those who have played it, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Colt, welcome again, and welcome your new haircut. Thank you for being here.
I don't have to worry about messing up the shape of my hair or something I could put a hoodie on, even though it's summer.
No.
Yeah, old people don't often change at all. No. We don't like to change anything, and I feel good about it. I'm happy,
especially now that you're out of jail. It's good. It's good that you're out of prison.
It looked like Lincoln, whatever his name was from Prison Break. I don't remember the last name.
I forgot too, but that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So anyways, what have you been playing? I know what you've been playing, but tell everybody what you've been playing. You've been playing quite a few things.
Yeah, I've got like 15, 18 hours in Oblivion Remaster, which is fantastic. And then 8 to 10 hours in Clair Obscura Expedition 33. And if you know me, I don't really play turn-based outside of one game. But now I understand. I don't know. It's of course it's really great. Everyone's talking about it, and I can see why. It's turn-based game that doesn't have the cheesy cornball stuff that I don't like from like games that other people love, like the old turn-based Final Fantasies or like Persona. Like those just don't resonate with me. But this doesn't have that, and so I get to understand and enjoy what turn-based is, and loving it. Really having a good time.
Yeah. You've also been playing Oblivion Remaster as well. I know because I've been playing it with you as well as Clair Obscura. I'm saying as well too much. But yeah, Expedition 33 is a game that I didn't know I needed right now. And I tweeted this out because a lot of these games that I've been playing lately, I've been putting them down a lot. Like I'll pick something up and I'll get into it for a little while, and then I'll think, I don't know if this is not really hitting for me. But Expedition 33 is hitting like all the right notes for me. And we'll just get into it now. We can talk about this game. I think where I'm at now, I'm about 10 hours and almost 11 hours in. And I think I'm just a little further than you are in the story. But I got to a point in this story where it blew me away. I was not expecting this to happen. I was just kind of blindsided by this, not really twist, but this big event. And I'm like, wow, this game is incredible. It has quality written all over it. It just exudes quality. The turn-based gameplay is so fun and satisfying, yet frustrating at times, because to get those parries sometimes are tough, because Cole, you know, each time that we come up against a new enemy type, they all have different windups and swings and moves that all hit at different times. So you have to time it perfectly. And there's no prompt on the screen saying parry now. So you don't get any prompt. You just have to know, hey, this is how long it takes for him to swing. So 9 times out of 10, you're getting hit before you ever learn his timing. And each enemy could have different timed swings and hits. Like they could have 4 different moves, each enemy's, and you've just got to learn them all. And that's kind of frustrating at times, but man, is it satisfying when you do get that parry.
And it doesn't punish you for dying. Like if you reach a bigger enemy and you can't get the parry window and you die, like you don't lose resources or level. You don't have to go recover your runes or anything like that.
Or repair your
restart
armor.
The fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to repair anything. You just restart the fight with full health and try again. And then you're like I'll fight an enemy and he'll do his attack like twice in turns and I can't parry him. And then I might die. And then I'll go fight him again. And the next time he comes in, I'll parry 2 of the 3. And then after that, I parry all of them because you kind of understand it. It lets you figure it out. And it's just, I don't know, it's just an enjoyable game. And I can do the turn-based fighting fairly quickly. Like I'm like trigger over, grab one, hit it and watch it and do the quick time event, you know, time it and just keep it moving because, you know, turn-based combat can look boring if you're just watching, but yeah.
Hargeet, I think you will like this game. I think you will really enjoy this game. Now, what I enjoy about this most, you alluded to it earlier, Colt, when you were talking about like when you compare it to Final Fantasy games or other JRPGs, where sometimes they have that little annoying voice characters and stuff in the game going, you know, they're just sitting there freaking.
You're no worse for wear.
Yeah,
like that sort of thing. Yeah,
this is more of a realistic, serious toned game.
It's classy.
It's classy. There is some goofiness within it, but it's certain characters that are meant to be just different and out there and goofy. But within your party and everything, it just, man, it's so good. It's so good. I cannot get over the voice acting. The voice acting is top notch. Now it does have 2 voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3, which were amazing in that game. And they're carrying over that excellence into Expedition 33. And my hat's off to Ubisoft, or not Ubisoft, the ex-devs that left Ubisoft to create this game. So they didn't need the corporate machine to build something good. And me and you were talking about this, Cole, how it's like, it's so funny. You see a game like this, and I'm not that guy, I'm not that anti-woke guy, but I'm just going to say this. You get a game with great narrative, good-looking characters, and it's just like, it sells. It does well. It's like, it's a no-brainer. Why doesn't the rest of the AAA market do this? I don't know. You know, it's funny. But Hargeet, are you looking forward to Expedition 33?
Yeah, I was definitely. It looked good as we were seeing the trailers. And look, you know, turn-based, same thing, Colt. I don't generally like them. I don't care about the goofiness, so I actually played Persona, and it was great, and that was a turn-based. But they just did it right. It felt good as far as the actual gameplay. It does get a little annoying if it's like random encounter stuff, but we'll see how that goes in this game.
No, it isn't. You can see who you're about to encounter. Yeah, awesome. You can avoid too.
You can get around it. That's good. But yeah, so like it's generally, you know, I'm not a fan of turn-based, and this, by the way, was why I hated Baldur's Gate. I got bored
of
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, like those random, like, hey, attack. Oh, you missed. Okay, another 10 minutes before I can do that again. Attack, you missed.
This is much quicker.
Okay,
much quicker,
like,
Hargeet, much quicker.
It just gets so boring. I'm like, no. I would rather be like, they attacked me, I defended, and it failed because I screwed up. That's much better than it rolled the dice. Another 10 minutes. It just gets too boring for me.
And it does actually have some live action combat as well. Like
which
you
is
can
what
actually
I heard. And
shoot in that game. Yeah.
Well, you're also saying that you can actively dodge, parry, whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's
and
cool.
actually
Like
fight.
you
Yeah,
get to do stuff, and it's on you then, right? It's like,
Yep.
cool. I can learn to do this, and it's my failure versus a roll of the dice. I like that. Just gets annoying when the roll of the dice is always against you, and it's like, oh, this is just annoying. So, so if it's doing that, that's fine, because then it's just me playing, right? That makes makes it much better for me anyway. So, I am looking forward to it. I just have to get through my backlog. So, so once I do that, I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent game. I'm going to be playing through it. It took me away from Path of Exile 2, and that takes a lot to take me away from that game. I really like playing
that
Path
other
of
one,
Exile.
Blueprints, that just came out. That's also like a 90 something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely give that a chance too. So
Game Pass has like a couple of Game of the Year contenders in the next, month or so. It's pretty crazy. Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Doom might be a Game of the Year contender. We'll see. It's pretty packed.
The other thing that Clair Obscur
so
has going for it too is its price tag. It's priced very well at $50, and this game is also in Game Pass, so that's a great thing. Game Pass subscribers.
I hear that it's already sold 500,000 copies?
Yeah.
I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday they said they got hit 500,000.
Well, when you had people out there kind of trying to rage bait and say, hey, this game is going to get left in the dust because they dropped Oblivion Remaster, it's going to overshadow it. I was out there saying, no, the people that want to play Clair Obscur are going to be there day one, and more people are looking into it based on its critical acclaim. And rightfully so. This game is deserving, every bit deserving of that 92 meta score that it's got.
Well, I hope it does really well, and it sets a standard for other developers. Instead of like AC Shadows is way too large a map, way too much forced content, and then it took umpteen years to make it, and then I don't know how many thousands of people versus 30 people. Is that what, like, it's supposed to be 30 people that made this game, right? Like, all right, come on, guys.
When you don't have to sit in a big conference room with a bunch of corporate overlords who tell you what surveys say that gamers want, you get something great. And that's part of the problem with the AAA games industry.
Yeah, and it's got
this. It takes so much of a gamble, right? That's the problem. It's like, it's too expensive for them to say, oh, well, what if it fails? And that's what's been happening with Ubisoft, right? Every game seems to be failing. Hopefully Shadows is actually not going to fail, right? So it seems to be on track to be okay. So, but that's the thing. They don't want to take the risk because there's so much money invested.
Yeah, so the game has this like overall large map, but there are sections within the map that you go into that are different biomes, and they're pretty linear within these biomes. They have branching paths and stuff, and you can explore it. It's very explorable, and you can find a lot of cool stuff. You can find like new outfits, haircuts, upgrades, that sort of thing. And it's enjoyable when you get stuff when you're exploring in a game. It satisfies. It gives you a little bit of that dopamine hit, and that's always exciting and fun. But I'm just moreover just enjoying the story. Like, it's very compelling. I like want to find out what's going on here. Like, how can they stop this from, because the overall story is that every year, a lot of people get killed when they turn a certain age, and like right now it's 33, next year it'll be 32, and then so on. And they send these group of people out on expeditions to try to stop this from happening, and you're part of that group in this game, and it's so awesome, so much fun. So I recommend it. I highly recommend it, even to those that don't necessarily like turn-based games. This game is actually pretty special. It's pretty damn good game. And for it to be in Game Pass is just such a win for Game Pass. Honestly, big W for Game Pass, because I was thinking that this game looked cool and everything, and I was like, with Game Pass I would try it, but I don't know if I would necessarily buy it. I'll wait till reviews, but it looks cool. But now that it's been reviewed, critically acclaimed, it's in Game Pass. Big W for Game Pass. So Game Pass this year is going to be on fire, because we have this other game The other elephant in the room, I should say, Oblivion Remaster that just dropped. People are loving this. And as somebody whose favorite Elder Scrolls game is Oblivion, I have to say that this game is, I would say it's a little bit more of a remake than it is a remaster, just because of a lot of the stuff that they did to the game. Besides the look is amazing, but they also added certain things like where you can upgrade each individual statistic, the strength, the intelligence, all that stuff. They've done other stuff with the combat. They've smoothed out animations. The running animation is just so much better now than it was before. Colt,
Jordan Garreau in the chat says 500,000 is good now. What's the game been out like 2 days? And it's from a super small studio. People are saying there's like 30 devs that made this game, and also 500,000 sales when it's available on one of the biggest gaming subscriptions across PC and Xbox. Like, yes, that's really good. Imagine if they said how many players they have playing the game, which is another really impressive number. I would assume that Sandfall, is that the name of the studio? That they're really, really happy with the reception,
they put it
even
out there,
being
right?
put next to Oblivion. What's that?
Yeah, they're the ones who put it out there, right? So they must have been happy with that. I mean, look, it just depends on the studio, right? You can look at it from, say, a AAA dev and say 500,000 in sales for something that costs $200 million. Yeah, not so good. But when you're looking at 500,000 for what they've done, I think that is good, right? And look, that's on the way, right? That was the first day. So it has a chance to keep growing, right? So maybe it'll end up with a couple of million in sales, which again, for a brand new IP from a brand new team, that's a really good thing, right? For a startup studio, I think that's gonna hopefully make them some money. That's good. So yeah, it just depends on the size, right? You don't expect a smaller game to. I mean, sometimes they blow up, right? But you don't expect it to do that well in comparison to a AAA. That's the whole point, right? So you're not expecting 10 million in sales. But hey, if it hits 10 million, all the awesomeness for them, that's just great, right? that's awesome for them. But no, they will look at certain milestones. 200,000, 500,000, a million. That is a lot for a small dev. That's really, really good. So good.
Yeah, I
good
just
for
heard
them.
it for the first time. You said like 33 devs worked on it. That's pretty small. That's tiny.
Yeah.
In today's market. Usually dev studios consist of, over 100 to 200 people working on games these days, even smaller studios. So 33 people. I can't believe that because it looks incredible. The facial animations within the game are just top notch, man. They carry the faces project the sadness, the worry, the anger, whatever emotion you can think of. It depicts that so well. The art in this game is beautiful, just beautiful. And I can't say enough about it. Do you know I can't see the rest of the name here. Thank you for
UK now, the Broke Boy Insider.
The Broke Boy Insider. Okay. Fonz just described me perfectly. He says, thank you for the 5, by the way. He says, I hate turn-based games, but there is just something about Expedition 33 that has me hooked. I want to see the story. Yeah, I'm sure you want to see it play out just as much as me. Face 23 BKNY with $1.99 says, Oblivion Remastered have horrible frame rate. You have horrible grammar, my friend. But anyways, no, I'm just kidding. The frame rate is not, look, some of there's some issues with the game with frame rates, especially on consoles, especially that PS5 Pro. I heard the frame rates really tank on that.
Modern Vintage Gamer said it ran like A on the PS5 Pro. So I'm assuming, I haven't played it on Xbox console.
No.
There was some issues on PC even. So there's some work they need to do.
For sure.
I complained about this on my video on Friday that we get all these great games and devs are like, yeah, we'll fix it in a week. It's the industry norm and we need to push against it. Tell them to delay games for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel you. Yep. Do you know the Broke Boy Insider? Thank you for the $2. He says, does Expedition 33 have cross progression between Xbox and Steam? I have no idea. I would say no. I don't think it would. I don't see why it would, but no, I don't know what you're getting at there. Are you planning on like buying it on Steam as well or something. For Steam Deck or something. No, because you can play Game Pass on Steam Deck. Right? So I don't know why. I don't know. You can answer in the comments. But anyways, thank you guys for that, those super chats. But Oblivion Remaster, one thing that I was looking at was, first off, the graphics just hit you right away. Complete overhaul. It's just as pretty much as Jake has said it would be, kind of the Unreal Engine 5 wrapped around the old engine and all the, assets and everything that they've done. They've just upgraded it with the Unreal Engine 5, but it's also brought in problems with Unreal Engine 5 too. You get the traversal stutter that they can't seem to figure out. Nobody can. I don't get it. It's stutters are there. It kind of sucks that they went with Unreal Engine 5, in my opinion, only because I'm just tired of seeing everybody use Unreal Engine 5, especially when we've seen what they could do with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and the IdTech engine. That looked amazing and it performed very well. Why we're going with just Unreal Engine 5, I understand. Everybody always says it. Oh, it's because all the devs know it. They can get labor to come in and work with Unreal Engine 5. But it's just like, man, it's such a cop-out because I would like to see these in-house engines just get revamped, redone, just improved over time. And I mean, we've seen it in other games, like I mentioned, with Indiana Jones, with IdTech, and I think there's other engines out there that are just as good as Unreal Engine 5 or even better. And we're going to see more and more games using it, unfortunately. But Oblivion Remaster, what are some of the things that you see in it, Colt, that really jump out at you? This is the first time you're playing it, though. Yeah.
I played it a few months ago. I did
tried the
opening sewer till I got outside on Xbox Back and Pat, and yikes. I mean, it's so old. The things that stand out for me are the quality of life improvements. The combat has kind of been modernized a little bit. They added some feedback from blocking and hitting enemies, and the facial animations and the lip syncing technology that is procedurally generated that makes it look like they're actually kind of talking. It just kind of feels like somebody that loves Skyrim made, for me, because I never played Oblivion, it's like somebody that loves Skyrim so much wanted to make their own Elder Scrolls game because it just feels so new to me. And I never went back and played it because I got my 360 like almost 2 years after Oblivion came out, and it's just a game I never went back to try because, it's funny because Fallout 3 and Oblivion in 2008, when I got my 360, those games to me at that time looked so crusty and so scroungy. Is a word I used to use all the time. Like, they just look so ugly and old for their time. And anyway, I'm enjoying that, and I hope they are going to remaster Fallout 3, but yeah, I just like the quality of life, them kind of making it feel a little bit more modern. And I think they almost could call it a remake. It's so close. It's like 80 to 90% the way there for a remake, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it looks so much different. Even just the beginning when you just boot it up and you hear that music come in and you see the intro with the Oblivion gate and everything, bro, that just brings so much nostalgia back. And me and Hargeet were talking about this last week, though. Me and Hargeet were talking, saying, we'll boot it up, we'll look at it, but we might not play through it because we've been there, we've done that. But man, I've already played more than I thought I would have in the game, because it's just so cool to run around and see the different things looking so much better within the game. Red Wolf Renegade in the chat said Oblivion needs more accessibility options, play changing HUD elements, and customize your character after starting. Yeah, because when you customize the character, they give you one chance to change it before you leave the sewers, and after that point, that's it. You're stuck with that character. So if you made a mongoloid looking character, you're a mongoloid looking character for the rest of the game. That's just the way it was. Yep. What if, thank you, Raichi, for the 2. He says, what if Inotria made a GPU deal instead of crying? I don't know what he's referring to here. Maybe do you guys, Hargeet, do you know what he's talking about?
A who?
What if Inotria made a GPU deal?
Is a game, and GPU is Game Pass Ultimate, right?
Okay.
Right. Assuming that's what he means.
He says, "Oh, a Game Pass deal instead of crying."
Yeah,
okay.
Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was talking about
instead of crying. What did their game not do well or something?
I don't know.
I don't know the reference.
Yeah, I don't know how well it did. If I remember, this was the one that like had the problem with porting to Xbox because they didn't respond or something like that, and Phil got. Do you remember that? Like they tweeted Phil. Is that this game? I think that was this game, right? Inotria. I think that was this game.
Oh, now I'm starting to remember.
Last song. Yeah, okay, now it makes sense.
It was like a Souls-like game.
Kind of, yes. Yeah. But
I think that's what this game is, right? Yeah. So I don't know if they're complaining again. I don't know how well that game did. It didn't score that well.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good game from what I remember.
I'll look it up. Inotria.
Yeah, Raichi says yes. That's you guys nailed it.
Yeah, 68. It got a 68 on OpenCritic. So yeah, it didn't rate that well. I don't know how well it sold. It's tough to do these days because like if your game doesn't like stand out, there's so much to play that like people will just veer towards something else. So it really has to stand out, unfortunately. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. And, look, they could potentially still come to Game Pass. That's a possibility, sure. But
you know what a pet peeve of mine is too now? It seems like everybody wants to call their game a Souls-like game. I mean, it could be a random ass 2D side scroller, and they're like, but it's a Souls-like. And I'm like, how? In what way? Because it's hard, maybe? I don't know. I mean,
there aren't that many rules to be a Souls-like game. You know? It has to have a high damage output enemies and a high cost for death, right? Where every time, and the other thing, high cost for death, you have to recover that after you die. And when you rest, because even the Jedi Survivor and the Jedi Fallen Order game is sort of Souls-like. Later, midway through the game, like you can die really quickly, and when you rest, the enemies all respawn at like the torch or whatever, like you do in Dark Souls. Those are very similar, but then the games are just blatantly like Souls games where you have a blade and you have to parry and counter and
apparently this subgenre is defined as high levels of difficulty and emphasis on environmental storytelling.
Well, that's a weird part of the description, but
that's it. That's the whole description right there. That's a Souls-like.
Environmental storytelling?
Yep. Environmental storytelling.
Hey.
Weird. Anyways, do you know the Broke Boy Insider? Thank you for the 5. Says, I've got Expedition 33 on both Steam and Xbox, just asking if save progression or going to have to play twice, which right now is perfectly fine. He's perfectly fine with it if he has to play it twice. He's got it on both. Wow. Nice. Yeah, but anyways, I don't know. I think the Oblivion Remaster, it's pretty cool that it's doing so well. Considering, I mean, I think it had like 150,000 concurrent players or something on Steam.
It's at 200,000 now.
200,000 now?
Yeah, 180,000 day one. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then it's hit up to 200,000 today.
Now, right?
The weekend.
Yeah, people get to play. Yeah, one of the things I think, Fonz, you mentioned it, is they kind of tweaked some of the gameplay elements, right, to make the running better, the fighting better, the stats progression better. I love that because that means they could do that to other games like Morrowind, which I gave up on because of its the dated, not modern mechanics. Yep. And I'm like, dude, like and I played it when it came out. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to go pen and paper and remember where the heck things are. You need to have that journal. And so if they could do that for Oblivion, I really hope they're okay with doing that to Morrowind, bring it up to speed, do the same thing. Because what I hear, Morrowind's even better than Oblivion. I just gave up on it. So
I love Morrowind
I would love
too,
to play through it because I have not finished that game. I probably played like 10% of it. I want to play that one. Oblivion I finished. Skyrim I finished.
That
right?
one
But
has to
I
be a
had not
complete
played
remake.
Morrowind.
I feel like with Morrowind, it has to be a remake. It has to be, because it's so dated if you try to play it today. And me and Zocker were just talking about Morrowind the other day. He agrees, like you have to completely overhaul that game.
However they want to do it.
Yeah,
Like if they give it this kind of treatment, I'm happy if they can do that. I'd also love, is it Arena and Daggerfall are the first two? You know, if they could do that as well, like just revamp them. Those would probably have to be remakes because they were totally different types of games, right? So if they could do that, like that would be awesome. I'd love to do that with the original two Fallouts, right? Bring those up to speed as well. But I don't know. Todd seems to be against it, and that's kind of a sticking point.
Todd's against what?
I don't think
Come
against
on, Todd.
redoing the earlier Elder Scrolls and Fallout games. I think they should.
He didn't say that though. He said he's becoming more open to having somebody else make something Fallout related. So there is.
He was directly asked that question. Would you allow remaking the original two Fallouts, the original Elder Scrolls? And he said no. I think they are what they are in history. And I'm like, that's not cool.
He doesn't want the first couple Fallout turn-based ones to be remade.
Yeah, bring them up to like the Fallout 4 level, Fallout 5 level. Like, why not, right? Like Fallout, like why not bring them up to a current standard, right?
I tried to play Fallout 1. I couldn't even play it on PC. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't even like really work properly. It doesn't tell.
Dude,
I couldn't do anything
really
simple
old
in that
games. Some of those really old games just don't work well these days. Like it's just doesn't.
Like it's good when they came out, but like that's a long time ago. Let's let's bring them.
And when you get, I know, and I play a lot on PC, and this statement I'm about to make goes out to all you console only fans out there. When you get games that are 15, 20 years or older than that, good luck. Good luck playing them on your PC. You're probably, even if there was controller support, you're probably not going to get controller support on some of those, but there's DirectX 9, 10, or DirectX 11 problems. There can be all kinds of issues that you're going to run into, or getting the game to actually display properly on your TV or your monitor. It's so funny that if you get into the 360 era and older games, like you don't get everything. Like it just doesn't come over as nicely. And it would be nice if some of these games just got a sort of, I remember when I bought Battlefield 2 on PC, it was like dirt cheap. And I was so excited. And getting that thing to play on my PC like 10 years ago was a nightmare. Just getting it to do everything I needed to do and try to get it mapped to a controller. Like I played on the Xbox original that way. And it's just, I don't know. Some of those games need little TLC so they can kind of remain around forever. I didn't know that Todd was asked directly about remaking the old classics.
Yeah, and I don't know why he feels that way, but he does, and it's like, okay, well, I think they're gonna have to wait until he's kind of done before they do that, or maybe there needs to be a little massaging with that. With the,
why don't you go massage him, Hargeet? Just a little bit.
Like no, it would have to be at the executive level of Microsoft, right, at Xbox level, to say, hey, maybe it's a good idea. Like, just look at how well Oblivion did, right? And what if we went a little further back?
Oh, well, Morrowind would do very well. Very well.
I'd love to play that one. I couldn't do it. It was just too ridiculous.
Speaking of PC gaming, though, there is some perks to PC gaming with some of the games, like Oblivion. We're talking about it now. Oblivion Remaster. Unfortunately, for the console versions, there will be no mods. There's no official mods for it. But on the PC version, there was 100+ mods day one, which was crazy to me. But then I found out that a lot of the mods for the original Oblivion just work for the remaster. And that was crazy because it goes to show you how the original game is still in there. If mods are
still using the Gamebryo engine underneath with Unreal Engine 5 draped over to make it look nice with some extra tweaks. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. But so you can't get official mods on console, unfortunately. I appreciate you, Broke Boy Insider. Appreciate that. But yeah, so it's a great game. I'll jump on it here and there when I'm playing in a party chat or whatever. It's a great game to run around in and experience again with this new coat of paint. that's all well and good. In other news we got here, though, it seems that PS5 users are buying Xbox games. And it seems like they really like them, Hargeet. Indiana Jones.
Xbox games were trash. Nobody likes Xbox games, right? I thought they were trash.
So apparently Indiana Jones is selling a lot faster on PS5 than it did on any other platform.
I mean, that's because Indiana Jones was available to PC and Xbox gamers
on Game Pass
on subscription service.
Yes, I'm sure that's a factor.
Like, even if you're like, I buy everything on Steam, if
Yes.
you were unsure about Indiana Jones, subscribing for $12 on Game Pass PC and trying just Indiana Jones would be well worth your money.
But hey, Indiana Jones is selling really well on PlayStation 5. So they obviously like it.
And
right?
So I don't know.
Forza
Horizon 5 is also selling really, really well over there.
Well,
like it was like 5 games in the top 10 that were Xbox games. This is just how it is. They always wanted to play Xbox games. They just like freaking playing stupid games with.
I wonder how well Oblivion is selling over there. Probably pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's top dog. It's definitely selling really well over there. So that was in the top 5 if memory serves. So
Colt, you mentioned to me just yesterday, you were saying how Oblivion was unplayable for PlayStation users for many years since the PS3.
Yeah, these guys don't get it. Their head's so stuck up their rear end sometimes. Like, when we get excited about Oblivion, there's like, I thought you guys didn't like remasters. It's like, no, this is a big difference. Especially if you're a PlayStation fan, you haven't had access to Oblivion since you got rid of your PS3, or if you still have it. Like, you've never been able to play Oblivion on the PS4 or the PS5, unless it was on that streaming cloud service where you stream on a PS3. But it's been back and pat for a few years on Xbox, and it's always been available on PC. This is a major difference between Xbox right now, that have been remastering games that have been held off of previous platforms because of how old they are. And PlayStation's like, hey, you know that game you can still play today that looks amazing on your PS5? We remastered that where you can hardly tell, and we're going to sell it to you again. And they've put out 33 first-party games this generation, and 10 of those are remasters. And I think 8 or 9 of those remasters, which is almost a third of their first-party output, in 5 years of this generation, a third of those games are games you could already play on your PS4 and PS5.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know why they're doing it, because they have lots of great games available to them. It's just kind of, I guess, Xbox has put out like 26, 27 games. And if you take off some of those, like, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding again, Last of Us 2, Last of Us 2, Uncharted Collection. If you take all those off of there, very few new IPs. It's been an interesting generation.
When you compare,
but Xbox is providing like the games right now. Xbox has become the publisher. They're providing, even with Game Pass, like they're providing a great access to some amazing games this past year, because last year and the year before they sucked. And when it came to Game Pass,
and you know what else they're providing?
First-party output.
They're providing value to the consumer, especially when you look at the Oblivion Remaster's price tag at $50, and what has been done to it. All things considering, this is a 20-year-old game. Anybody who tries to come out there and compare a game that came out 5 freaking years ago that gets remastered to a 20-year-old game is crazy. No, we should not have
a certain Xbox CEO who put out a nice little.
Oh no, Mike Ibarra was way off base with that. Completely.
Let's go into that one.
Yeah,
let's go into it.
Go ahead, Colt. What did Mike Ibarra say essentially? Because I don't remember exactly what he said. Do you remember?
Yes, he's really salty. I don't understand why. I'm going to find you the exact thing so that I'm not paraphrasing it. But he was basically bashing. He was bashing that this Oblivion remaster is coming out and it's 20 years old, And it's funny, as I say that, I can't find it. I know that it was DM'd to me.
Well, while you're looking for that, I mean,
second.
Days Gone was just freaking remastered, for crying out loud. That game looks great on the PS5, runs great on the PS5. Why do you need a remaster
amazing.
of that game? It's insane to compare that to Oblivion. Oblivion is 20 years old. It needed every bit of this remaster. These 5-year-old games, 6-year-old games, they don't need remastering. They don't need it. It's ridiculous.
So I'll give you snippets of what he said. So I'm skeptical about 20-year-old remasters. What was once fantastic, now remastered, will never hold up against modern masterpieces like Elden Ring. The bar has simply moved from safe open world RPGs to what Elden Ring brought us all.
Well,
so he's comparing a Elder Scrolls Oblivion was a 94 Metacritic back in 2006. And he's like, it pales in comparison to what Elden Ring brings us right now. And then he says, I would love to be wrong, but I'm not. He's wrong because everyone's jumping on this game right now.
He's basically saying, I hate old games. Okay? That's what he's saying in that fucking sentence there. Now here's where he would be right. If he's comparing Elder Scrolls 6 to Elden Ring, I get it. That's what you compare. You do not compare a 20-year-old RPG to a game that came out in 2023, 24. When did that come out?
Just to reinforce that, right?
Recently.
So he says, I hear you, but I think we've had so many remasters that nostalgia is limited. I could be wrong, but I think the gaming community wants fresh and new more than ever.
Yep. I mean, it's a 20-year-old
I guess that's
game.
not wrong. Like, people are getting sick of the remasters, especially from PlayStation.
From one platform.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the remasters don't need to be remastered there. How many times are we going to see The Last of Us 2 get fucking remastered? And how many times are people going to buy it?
At least 4 or 5 more. There's 4 or 5 more. At least 4 or 5 more.
And then Days Gone. That's like insult to injury. You freaking say no to a sequel, but you remaster the fucking game? Like that pisses me off so much because I liked Days Gone and I was looking forward to a sequel. And you know what these fucking idiots that are going out and buying this remaster have to say now? They go, well, if we go and buy it, they see interest, they're going to make a sequel. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. They're just taking your money. That's all you're doing. Because
the
why?
Guy who made it left, right?
Because you know what you're doing? Because it's your other argument.
I mean, PlayStation said that's how it works.
No, but here's the thing. Because it's their other argument they're going to bring up too that makes it to where this does not work. Because they're only paying $10 fucking for it, Colt. They're only paying for the upgrade. They're just getting them for $10 fucking dollars. I'm sorry. And all the people that wrote the Days Gone game, they're gone.
Yep. So, hey, whatever. But anyway, so Ibarra's comments. Look, at some point, the saltiness needs to kind of like simmer down. He's not wrong in that one platform is kind of overdoing it. That's fair. And we don't want to see as many remasters. It's fine to remaster things as long as you're also putting out new games, right? And that's unfortunately what we're not seeing on one platform, where they put out more remasters than new games. Right, but that's not what Xbox is doing. They are putting out remasters, but they're also inundating you with games. Right, that's the the difference. And so as long as you're doing that, I don't care. You want to remaster something, that's great. But I get my South of Midnight, I get my Avowed, I get my Doom, I get on and on and on. Right, I'm getting new games. Right, so and that's just the first half, and then it continues the rest of the year. Right, I'm getting new games, so it's fine. If you have an Oblivion remaster, which by the way I think is a good idea, it's a 20-year-old game. Fine. 30-year-old game, something like that.
Yeah,
absolutely,
100%.
Bring it forward. Got it. Right. 4-year-old game. No.
and then you got the other side of the coin where you have, because it's not just PlayStation. You got Nintendo over here. They're coming out with a 10-year-old game. Guess what? $90. Like they're just overcharging as well, and it's just like Xbox. Whether you want to admit it or not, and I'm not an Xbox guy. But I can admit that Xbox is more pro-consumer than the other
right
guys.
Now. Let's just make sure we put that in there.
Right now.
There were times when they were
they are going to hike Game Pass next year.
Even if they hike Game Pass,
right now they're good.
as long as they provide games that like they've been providing this year, that's a great service. Go ahead, you know. Sounds good. Woggerman with a 5. Thank you. I met Woggerman at the showcase last year. Good guy. He says, what early Xbox game would you like to get remastered in a similar way to Oblivion? Mine would be Jade Empire. Great show, guys. Good to hear you live. Colt.
Now here's the thing.
Like? Yeah, Argy, go ahead.
Just as a consideration, and Colt, you can certainly go first. Xbox now owns Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, right? All these other publishers that are technically included in Xbox. So all of that accounts. Have fun. What would you like to see?
What would I like to see remastered? Is that what the question?
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas, but that one's going to be maybe never, or maybe not in like 10 years, but I would love to see that one the most.
Yeah,
because I can play that game right now and still love it, but yeah, I would like to see it remastered.
I would too. And you know, after seeing what they did with Oblivion, because at first I was kind of like, I was wondering about that too. We would talk about New Vegas all the time and a remake or a remaster, but you always think about the voice acting and stuff within the games. But even going back to the Oblivion remaster and listening to the voices and stuff within the game, it's still great. It still holds up, even though a lot of the weirdness in what they say in the dialogue is still there. It's kind of funny, you know, how they'll just talk to you. We were talking about the other night, we were laughing in party chat, just saying some of the lines. Red Wolf was there saying some of the stuff that people were talking about within the
nines,
game.
Lend me your ear.
Yeah, by the
weird
nines,
stuff. Yeah,
lend me your ear. Yeah, it's just weird things within the game. But hey, it's part of its charm. So it would work just fine with New Vegas because there's such good characters in New Vegas, man. That's why I want to see New Vegas get remastered too. There was a lot of cool, like, NPCs you interact with, the sheriff, the robot, and stuff like that. That just good stuff.
Fisto.
Yep, that you just meet within the game. Like, such a great classic, man. I would love to see that too. That would be my pick too.
Tell me in the chat if you guys remember Fisto from Fallout New Vegas.
Fisto. Raichi. Was it Raichi? No, it's not Raichi. It was, do you know the Broke Boy Lewis? Again, $2. Thank you very much. He says, they remastered Until Dawn to promote the movie. They probably did, huh? That's probably why they did that. Just for the stupid movie. Anyways, Beach Hill Lurker with the 2 says, remasters should be done when necessary. 100%. You got to have, like, honestly, it's got to be an older game. Or it's got to be a game that was so, like, broke or just not good that needed fixing. I don't know. But yeah, Hargi, what about you? What would you like to see in their extensive catalog?
So from my perspective, I want something to go way, way back, and a series that you probably don't even know about. It's called Gabriel Knight. I love that series. And if they redo that in the order, it's sort of a werewolves, vampires type story. But it was point and click. They could change that over to like the Order 1886 format. And have that same story. It was a trilogy of games. So if they want to revamp that would be awesome.
Sins of Fathers.
That's one of them.
Yep.
And there's other ones that go after that. But yeah, it's a great storyline, and they could certainly do some good work with that one. So they already have the story. They just have to kind of like redo it, and I would say change the game mechanics to be more modern instead of a point and click adventure. That would be awesome. Right, so that's the one I would like to see. Right, so
yeah, it's so funny though. PlayStation guys just recently have just been so, like, I don't know, miserable. Is the only word that comes to mind.
Insufferable.
Yeah, it's
the word.
It's just you know, I don't know if
I think they're cranky because
go ahead.
I think they're cranky because they've been lashing out at Xbox fans and Xbox games because they've been banging this drum for decades that PlayStation has exclusives and PlayStation's games are the best and Xbox has no games. And even though Xbox is putting those games on PlayStation, they now have to admit that they want to play games that belong to Xbox. and games that will have every single one of these Xbox games will have the Xbox logo at the beginning when they launch it on their PS5. And there are certain fans, like there's such a small microcosm of actual real gaming people. There are certain fans that have an aversion to the name Xbox. When I talk about what Xbox is doing or Xbox releasing, they're like, that's not Xbox. That's Microsoft. And that's Bethesda. It doesn't count. And I'm like, listen to yourself. Like you're allergic to the name because they've been like this for so long. But Xbox will be the provider. They're probably the biggest publisher this year. When you look at all the games that are coming out, they probably have the most games being published.
They might be the biggest publisher out there, period.
They are. They are.
Are they, Hargeet?
The independent publisher was ABK. And ABK is part of Xbox now. So they are, right?
Now,
unless you count like revenue specifically, you could say, hey, Tencent might count as bigger because they just own chunks of a whole bunch of publishers. But they don't really put the games out themselves. They're just like a part, a shareholder of a lot of different companies. Microsoft doesn't want to play that game, but yeah, as a fully owned, we publish games. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody bigger. They really are the biggest. It's pretty insane. So,
well, I'm gonna bring something up here, Colt, because it kind of it irritated me as well. So.
Yeah.
Somebody got upset with you on Twitter because you made a little video montage, gameplay montage of the stuff that we saw within, I can't even think of the game's name right now.
The Oblivion
thing, the reveal. You just took all the
Yeah.
gameplay elements out and you put it on your channel and you spliced it together to just show the gameplay. And it was a well-done little video that you made. I was like, okay, cool. I get to see every little gameplay piece that they put all in one, and I don't have to see all the talking heads and everything. Awesome.
Yeah.
This guy took issue, Hargeet, because he cut off at the end that it was coming to PlayStation and Xbox and everywhere else. Like, his main thing was he cut off the PlayStation logo. It's like, no, that's not the point of the freaking video.
So what happened was...
No, let me just say this. I've made montages myself before. When I used to make videos, I used to splice and make things out of trailers and stuff. And guess what I cut off each and every time? The coming soon, because nobody needs to fucking see that. It doesn't matter. I am showcasing gameplay.
I've been making videos on my channel for 8 years. And whenever I use trailers from other games, when I'm talking about like what's coming or I'm talking about gameplay or whatever, I always cut off that like call to action marketing final page on the end because it looks so crappy because I'm just talking about the game. I'm not marketing the game for them. And so if you go on my channel and look at, I have almost 700 videos on my channel, you will probably almost never see the end part that says coming soon, release date this, unless I'm talking about when the game is releasing. I might show that in there because I have it available, but what happened, Hargeet, was there's this guy on Twitter. I won't even name his name. He's a retard. He does goats.
We could say that. He's
a retard.
Yeah.
He's got the tardation, and all he does is just he's a grifter and just an angry, miserable, lonely soul. He took the trailer from Oblivion and stacked it up next to the end of my video called, you ready for the title? Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion gameplay only. And I took all of the reveal footage and the trailer, put it all together with just the footage, no people talking. And right when it showed the Oblivion logo, I cut to black so that the music could fade out. Otherwise, the music would have went da da da, and it would have stopped. Because I'm a producer. And so this is what I do all the time. Anyway, he showed this 10-second piece by piece. It says, Colt cut out the part where it shows it's coming to PlayStation 5 because he's salty that Xbox is going multi-plat. And he got a bunch of likes and people were harassing me, DMing me, commenting on my channel. And I'm like, I have never known a fan base that is so tardation than the PlayStation fans. Like they will literally sniff each other's butts and walk off a cliff because the ones in front of them are doing it. And I couldn't believe it. And then people would come at me and go, this you taking this off? I'm like, oh my gosh,
I can't believe that there's that.
So
honestly,
stupid.
that's what was surprising to me. The amount of people that liked that post, the amount of people that are just that stupid.
2,600 people liked
2,600 people.
Okay, so there's 2,600 idiots out there.
Yeah,
Look, the
facts.
problem here is the person that has this problem is insecure. That's it. It's just an insecurity, and because in normal discourse, would you give two fucks about this?
Yeah,
No.
No.
Nobody would care to comment. If you have to comment on something, you're insecure as fuck.
And
That's
who
just the
doesn't
way it
know that Oblivion is coming to PlayStation 5?
What the heck difference does it make?
I have
Seriously.
I have probably 50 videos on my channel talking about Xbox games that are coming to PlayStation. I have like I think my last video where I'm talking about the roadmap for 2025. When I'm talking about Outer Worlds 2, I say it's coming out sometime at the end of 2025 to PC, Game Pass, Xbox, and PlayStation 5. I say this, I write this in my script. These guys are so insecure because they're still on their mom's nipple. I don't know what to do with these guys. And I called Fonz. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, how can people be so stupid? They're the same people that saw me mocking fanboys who bashed Crackdown 3 and Death Stranding and thought it was my opinion of a game I loved. These guys are the epitome of tards. They're so stupid. And I would almost feel sorry for them. Nah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just super weird.
It's just, I don't know, man. When I saw that and saw how many people liked it, I was just blown away. I was like, how can you be this dumb? It's a gameplay montage. I honestly think that they think that you took the whole trailer and just re-uploaded it as is. That's what I think.
Yeah, they all just took it at face value. Colt just re-uploaded the trailer on his channel, which I would never do, because if you don't make something your own, it can be flagged and taken down by the owner of the content. You'll never.
Not that Xbox would probably do that, but yeah,
they probably wouldn't. But if you go to my channel. If you go to my channel for 8 years, you will almost never see a long-running trailer that I don't own running without cuts or edits or some type of modification that I've done to it to try and make it my own content.
Yeah.
And these guys are just so stupid. I think they're just so used to the lowest common denominator. It says a lot about how they are, because that's what they would do. And so they called me on it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I think they can do that on the internet. I doubt they would do that in person. It's just so not normal behavior. You'd have to be a really social, crazy person to behave like this.
No, that's not true. That guy was sitting at home and he's on his phone. And he looks at it and he goes, Colt took off the ending. Honey, look at this. Honey, look, he cut it off. And his wife's looking at him like, are you fucking stupid? His wife even knows.
Wife.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Not his wife. His anime pillow. Yeah, whatever he's got. Beach Hill Lurker, thank you for the 2. He says, PlayStation games and fanboy rants are getting stale. Do you know the Broke Boy Lewis? Thank you for the 2. He says, watching the show wearing my Doom TDA's helmet.
Nice.
The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages, yeah.
Yeah.
You got the helmet?
That was the special thing that you get if you pre-ordered the collector's edition. Like, immediately you got the helmet as well, right? You got the extra helmet. But either way.
Yeah, I don't know. That just the whole console warring stuff is just stale in general. It's just dumb.
Yeah, I can't even talk about regular stuff like with the platform, because people are like, simpletons are like, oh, PlayStation sells more games. It's like, dude. Like, it's the plastic war. It doesn't even matter. When you look at the revenue, Xbox is second behind PlayStation. Nintendo in third place, but Nintendo's absolutely killing it. None of that matters. Nintendo is mopping the floor with Xbox and PlayStation, but PlayStation's making more revenue over them. PlayStation's Nintendo could be making more profit.
Well, they keep raising the price for everything they sell. They just do nothing but raise the prices. Of course they're making a killing.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? You guys out there, the PlayStation guys, are championing this shit. Oh, they're the best. They're number one. They're making the most money.
Yes, raise the prices more. Show that we pay for quality.
Yeah.
You're paying for quality remasters.
Again, like that famous quote that they all retweeted. I'll gladly pay $100 for greatness. I'm like, for a game, bro, they would pay $100 per game. It's insane. It's insanity. But
now look, if the game is good, I'll probably pay that kind of thing too. But you have to say, why would I want to publicize that? Why wouldn't I want the industry to say, no, you have to earn my dollar? Like, why would I want to tell people?
I'll make a good example. I'll make a good example to back up what Hargeet just said. Like, you shouldn't say publicly that I think it'd be worth it if they charge $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6, because I can't wait. I know it's going to be amazing. You shouldn't say something like that publicly. It comes off as a little bit superstitious, but if a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it depends on the game, $100 is worth it. They hear that a lot. The publishers will absolutely,
of course,
crack that over the back of your head. So,
and they'll publish it at $100. Like,
and I said on my video on Friday, I said,
sounds right. 60.
I said on my video last Friday, I said, I can see them hiking the price $2 more a month on Game Pass next year. And when they do, you're going to hear about it from me, because you can't just sit there and go, well, you know, it's still a really good value. Let me check it on my calculator, because people will do that next year. Like, you know, 400 games for $22 a month. That comes out to 37 cents per game. Oh, thank you, Microsoft. We love you. No, that's like, put up a fight. We stopped the price hike for Xbox Live Gold in 2021 or whatever. Man, they were going to double the price for a lot of people. Say something. These pay pigs are ridiculous. Like,
Boba Fett gaming made me laugh, though. Boba Fett in the chat said forever physical. Remember that statement that they would, that big push they were
hashtag
doing?
Forever physical.
Oh,
while they're streaming all their movies, their games, or all their movies and music and TV and everything.
And and today they're mostly digital. That didn't last long. Yeah, it's crazy, but I don't know what else we got to talk about here in the gamers.
Well, I mean, the Switch 2 pre-opened.
Yes,
and of course it sold out like that.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that, Hargeet? My brother texted me this morning and he goes, "Hey, should I get the Switch 2 day one?" And I'm like, and he's a casual player. He has a PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, and I was just like, what do you mean should you get it day one? Did you pre-order? And he goes, no, I was going to go do that. And I go, don't even bother, because they're all sold out. So dumb.
Oh gosh.
But I don't know, it's just
there might be more waves. You'd really have to keep playing, you know, like the, you know, the posts from certain people, like, you know, checking all the time. Otherwise, you're gonna have to just keep checking yourself. It is gonna have a few more waves of pre-orders, but it's very hard to get them if you haven't already got
my internet is just tanked.
Okay.
It did for the show?
The stream not good? Yeah. Yeah, the stream is circling. Up there it goes. It came back.
What the hell?
Mine does that sometimes. It's down for like 8 seconds.
No, it went way down. It went to 0, bro.
Yeah.
We're back. No, sort of.
It's not your internet. I think it's OBS sometimes. I think OBS just gives up.
No, because, well, maybe, but the studio says error buffering.
Oh.
It was doing just fine until now. Yeah, that's crazy.
So is it still dead?
Yeah, it's buffering.
Because it's circling on the thing, so stream is circling. I'll just put it in there in the chat.
I don't know. I don't know what to do here. That's crazy.
Love it.
I hate when internet does
the
this
thing
stuff.
Came back. Sort of. It sort of came back.
I don't know how to fix that when it happens. Do you do anything, Colt, or do you just let it play out?
No, I usually just wait and it's back up in a few seconds.
Is it back? Because like the stream is running now.
Okay, somebody said it's back.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's back.
All right, we're back.
I just always go back like one sentence and repeat what I said in case.
Yeah, Hargeet, we were just talking about the pre-orders and the stream went.
Yeah, so there are going to be waves of pre-orders, but you really have to be on top of it if you really want to get one. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to wait, and I'm sure that you'll be able to get them later. But if you got your pre-order in, great. If you haven't, good luck. I got mine in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I'll wait. We're definitely going to get one at some point, but it's going to be down the line. It's just going to be one of those impulse buys at the store. You know, oh, they got a Switch too. Let's pick it up. you know, Costco will have a bundle or something, and my wife will pick it up on a whim, you know, that sort of stuff. Because they do that sometimes. Like at Costco, they'll have a bundle. I think we got one of our Switches that way, and it had like a packing game with it too. So it is what it is. But yeah, there was not really much in the way of big news or anything for gaming this week.
Yeah, outside of that, there was a rumor about the potential for Gears, the Marcus Phoenix collection coming soon. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's potential for that to happen.
I think we'll get that by the end of this year. I really do.
Yeah. So that could be a thing.
But Colt was saying that it might just be one game, and it might not be, the trilogy.
I'm not even sure if there's any Gears thing at all.
Oh, really?
So I have no idea. Yeah. I'm not banking on there being anything Gears related. Insiders were saying that Gears E-Day was going to make it in 2025, and I don't think that's happening. And then I haven't heard anything that gives me any confidence that Gears trilogy is ready for this year, but there could be. But like, what if it was just Gears 1 and 2? Doesn't really make any sense though. So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume it's the Marcus Phoenix collection. I think this has been going on. Special Nick put this out like God knows how long ago, right? I hope it is the whole thing, whatever, and it comes out soon enough. Hopefully, we'll see it at June Showcase. The other thing that was out there was some good news on the PlayStation side. They put out a Ghost of Yotai trailer and a release date, and it looks good. I liked what I saw. So I don't know what you guys thought. Colt, what do you think about it?
I'm a big fan of Tsushima, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it looks good.
I will.
Some of the story is very similar to Naue from Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is another good thing. So, yeah, I think it'll be good. That'll be probably the only PlayStation game I play this year, because I think I'm going to wait on Death Stranding 2, because I just played one at the turn of the year. So we'll see when the game comes out, if I'm itching to go back and do like the whole Sam Cole Porter Bridges thing.
You want my recommendation is just wait it out, because it's coming to PC.
It'll be on PC in 6 months.
And
I don't know if I could wait it out. I really like Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is probably.
Oh no, I'm not waiting out Ghost. I'm talking about Death Stranding. Since I just played the first one a few months ago.
But Ghost of Tsushima was my favorite PlayStation game of last generation. It was that good to me. So Ghost of Yotai, it's going to have similar combat and stuff. So I'm there day one. I will be booting up, dusting off my original PlayStation. It hasn't been played in months.
I still recommend even for that one, just wait. But you guys have FOMO. I don't have that problem.
Yeah,
thank God.
I can't.
What, for Ghost of Yotai?
I don't even have a PlayStation
Ghost
5 to play that
Yotai.
with, so I will just wait. But
yeah,
but yeah.
It's going to look incredible. Ghost of Tsushima looks incredible on the PlayStation 5. It looks great, runs great, and this game's not much.
I bought that on PC as well. I played that and finished it on the PS5. I bought it on the PS4 Pro, but I never did actually end up playing it. I played it on the PS5, and then I decided, hey, I got rid of the PS5, right? And I'm like, I'm going to buy this on PC.
I bought it on PC too, and it's awesome on PC. You could definitely tell a difference. It's the clarity and the crispness of the image. It's so much better on PC. You can tell, of course. But
so
I can't wait to play that game. It's going to be good. For those that have the PS5 Pro, I'm sure it's going to look incredible on there, because AC Shadows looks amazing on it. They really spent time working on that version. And I don't think, this being a first party game, I think it's going to look its best on PS5 Pro for sure, before it comes out on PC anyway. But I'm not spending $700 on a PS5 Pro though. That's the one thing. It's that, sucks about that Pro is that price tag. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's not worth it for me. Web Dave, member for 3 months. Thank you very much. He says, Colt, Fonz, Hargeet, you guys rock. Hit the like button. Yeah. You know what, Web, Dave, man, he asked me to do a show last week. I couldn't do it. He asked me again to do it this week. I couldn't do it. And I'm just like, I feel bad. I'm sorry, Dave. Man, love you, Dave. Sorry about that.
You're just
but
a busy mofo these days, bro.
Hargeet will be there. Beard and all. Yep.
Yeah.
Hargeet will be there. But yeah, go ahead, Hargeet.
I was going to say the other thing that happened is we got Marathon. The alpha came out, and it's sort of getting mixed reviews. Some people are really liking it, some people are not. I guess if you're into extraction, it seems to be sort of an easier extraction game. But for those who are not into it, are probably not going to find it as entertaining. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I don't know if you guys have heard any more.
Well, I remember reading this thread on Reddit. Yes, I read Reddit from time to time. Colt, please, I'm not. I know I'm not gay.
How
I'm just,
dare you?
You know, it's just something I read from time to time. And there was a thread, and the title was, "Anybody else hate every second of Marathon?" I guess he played.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hated it, and other people liked it. Like you said, it's so polarizing, that game. It's so mixed.
Yeah.
I said last week when we talked about the game that I don't believe it's going to do very well, but I'm not wishing ill on it. I hope it does well. It's a new game for Bungie and stuff, but from my personal just viewpoint, when I'm looking at the mix reviews and stuff of the alpha, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if this is going to land well. I don't think the masses are going to adopt this and make it their new extraction shooter. We'll see, but yeah, it's not looking good.
I don't know. It just doesn't. I didn't get access to the alpha, which I thought was weird. That they didn't send me something, but that's. I mean, I'm not. They don't have to send me something, but they sent me a box, and I was like, I'm not in the alpha. Maybe they just know that I wouldn't play it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really interested in. Like if I was able to play that, I'm pretty sure I'd play like a few matches with someone and go, okay, have fun. I'm going back to Clair Obscur. Like there's certain service games that just, even the really good ones, even like Fortnite, I'll play with my friends or play with my kids, and I'll play a few matches and I'm like, thank you. That was really fun. But like, I want to be back in control of the world that I'm in. And I don't feel like that's just my personal thing.
Well, the thing is, for me, it's like I miss that Destiny gunplay. I miss Bungie's gunplay. I know this is going to have great gunplay like that, but running around finding that excellent gun that you just found and not being able to keep that forever just upsets me. I like to collect those weapons if I really like something. Like in Borderlands, for instance, I can keep a weapon the whole game if I wanted to. You know, wouldn't do that because of the leveling system, but. I don't know. I tend to look for games that guns that are similar to that as I progress in Borderlands, but it's a different type of game too. It's to me, Borderlands is more one and done. This is supposed to have longevity and seasons, and everything restarts every season. You lose everything, and it's just like, I know why they do it. I just don't personally like it. It's almost roguelike in a way. I don't care for it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, they actually announced the next sort of, I guess, expansion story arc for Destiny 2 is coming, right? So that is going to get more information in May, I guess. It's the Edge of Fate. I don't know if you guys saw any about that, but they basically announced it as they were announcing Marathon, because they know that there are going to be players that have just no interest in this versus Destiny. So that will continue. Destiny 2 will continue to get story expansions and a new whatever the heck they're doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not interested. I don't think any of us here are. And Colt, you got sent a whole package for Marathon.
Yeah. They sent me a shirt and a plushie and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
You should wear the shirt.
I did wear the shirt the first week I got it, but yeah, I don't know. I actually recorded a whole 5-minute segment about what we're talking about for my weekly news video. And then when it came time to put it into the timeline of my video, I'm like, I don't want to cover this because I haven't played it. And my opinion doesn't matter because I'm just looking at what other people are saying. And I don't want to whine about a game I'm not going to play, because if people enjoy it and everyone else hates it, then that's fine with them. Like, I don't know. I just kind of left that one alone. I don't know. I just don't do that. People might really like Marathon, and maybe it's only a 10th of what it was supposed to be. Maybe Marathon doesn't succeed, but hey, I wasn't really interested in anyway.
There was like three people
from the very,
bro. There was like 3 people that really liked Concord too.
Yeah, and one of them bought like 3 copies for his house and talks about me every day. But
was that the guy
his wife doesn't know he has a YouTube channel, apparently.
He bought extra copies to support the game. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, he bought one for himself and his kid and his wife or something, but yeah.
Why on earth? And freaking there goes Hargeet, rest in peace, TOA. Oh, Concord, you were nothing to me. Do you know the Broke Boy Insider with a 2 says, I want a crouton from South of Midnight plushie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Fonz doesn't know this, guys, because he didn't play South of Midnight, but you have a controllable stitched together doll that you control to crawl into small spaces and interact with things in the world.
That's the doll at the beginning of the game you look at when you're like rounding up your stuff before the storm comes.
Yeah, it comes to life in the game. It's pretty cool.
I actually
and you march it around and you can. Yeah.
I played the beginning of the game, so I didn't get to that part, but I watched some guy stream it, Fighting Cowboy. He streamed it for a couple of days. Danny Passion Official with the 2 says Expedition 33 is fire. 15 hours in, and I just passed Act 1. Bro, I'm at almost 11 hours, and I just got to Act 2 myself, and I am so enjoying it, Danny. I don't know if you missed the conversation earlier. We talked all about it at the beginning. Rewind, listen to it. Yeah, we're loving it. Me and Cole.
Magnum. What the wuck, bro? You should have been playing South of Midnight by now. It's literally like in the 2nd level, you get to control Crouton. Like, come on, bro. And by the way, I timed out Marsh because he's a total plastic console warrior. All he cares about is which place the plastic's in. Hey, guess what, Marsh? If you're still here and you can't type, your favorite leaders of PlayStation have been telling you for 7 years that console gaming is niche, and they've moved beyond the console. Even mighty PlayStation. Like, dude, it's over. Like, who cares about how much plastic is selling? Nintendo is killing PlayStation if you want to look at plastic sales.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, bro. Like, it's not the 2010s anymore.
All these companies, or the big 3 anyway, they're all making lots of money. And I'm not talking about small amounts of money in their gaming industry.
Making too much money.
Lots of money, okay? So it doesn't matter. I mean, it shouldn't matter to you. All you should care about is good games coming to your platform. That's it. That's all you should care about. You should not care about, oh my God, they sold 150 million consoles. It's so amazing.
We're number one in plastic boxes. No. We're number one. We're number one. And if Xbox was number 1, would I be like chanting we're number 1 in plastic sales while they put all their games on PC? Come on.
This is the same people that get excited that they raise prices over there on PlayStation, so that way they can, afford even better games, more games. That's their excuse. Oh, they're just charging more because their games cost more to make, and we're just, we're going to pay it because it's greatness.
Their CEO said their games cost too much to make.
Yeah.
Didn't he, Hargeet?
I think they're going to pull back on some of that stuff. I think they're going to pull back on, I think the AAA industry is going to pull back more and more when it comes to these budgets. It's getting way too expensive.
That'd be nice. We'll see if that happens. I hope it does.
I mean, honestly, the number one thing they need to do is just not have 1,000 freaking developers in one studio. Like that's insane to me. Like there is such a thing as too many cooks in the kitchen. And I think that you don't need that. I think the more people you have working on a game, the more problems you may introduce. It's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, man. I don't know.
Anyways, as like one of the biggest publishers is about to push out, our development studio is about to push out the biggest game of the freaking decade, which is going to be GTA 6. I mean, they have thousands of developers over there. They got too many developers working on that game. But hey, at least they've got one thing going for them. In-house engine. It's not Unreal Engine 5, thank God. So we got that. Anyways, was there anything else, Hargeet?
Yeah, just on a different note, as a community thing, Xbox decided not to do a FanFest showing of the June showcase, but we in the community have put together something, and we sort of started putting that out there. We will have more information as we move along. We are kind of in the middle of getting things together, but we will have a community showing, so a group, viewing of the June showcase in LA. But we're still finalizing some details. But we have put out the word, so there'll be a raffle for community members to try to see if they can get in, and hopefully we'll have some fun.
It's going to be like a raffle thing, huh?
Yeah. So
kind of
it's just like FanFest. Just like FanFest. So we will, put it out to the community. We don't have a large venue for, we just tried to put together what we could with the last minute, notice that we had. So it's not a large facility, but it is something, and we will try to get people in and have a good time. And we will have events. We'll have all sorts of fun stuff going on. So if just keep that in mind. We'll have more information to share later. But yeah, just if you're interested, it is something that we are putting together.
That is cool that you guys are trying to do something in lieu of, actually having a fan fest anymore.
Who's Lou?
It's a guy on the PlayStation side. Don't worry about him. He bought 3 copies of Concord. Anyways, I've heard there's been some interest from even from some executives at Xbox in this.
Yes.
I won't mention anything because
we won't get
there's
into
nothing
it,
concrete.
Right? But there is some. There's
some interest
in touch with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good thing, and it's because I think, moreover, I think this was probably Microsoft's decision when it comes to no more FanFest.
Possibly.
Because the execs at Xbox, I think they really liked FanFest. I think it was a cool thing because honestly, like for me, I've only been one time, and it was last year, and that's where I met like Woggerman and some other people from the community, and of course you guys. It was a lot of fun to be there.
It was amazing.
Just seeing the kind of stuff that they put together for the fans, and I mean, and I don't even want to say like it's not Xbox. It's just for a gamer. It was so good to see like a place where you can all congregate and get together and talk gaming and have fun things to do, activities. You've got that game show they did where you can win prizes and things like that. They had the showcase that they did that was really well done. Matter of fact, even though it's at a smaller venue, I preferred their showcase to say something like Jeff Keighley's, because Jeff Keighley's would be on a much bigger scale, but there's a lot more talking, a lot more theatrics involved in it. Whereas Xbox, you had leadership come out, talk to the audience for a few minutes. Boom, we're getting into game after game after game after game, and it was just beautiful. It was honestly one of the funnest times I've had ever. It was so good. They just did a bang up job, and to experience that one time, I'm glad to have been able to experience it. But I can only imagine for some people like Woggerman, who's been there every year. Like, it's sad because he's seen this spectacle and got to experience this. And for some people, there could be other people that go to this thing that may necessarily not do much else throughout the year. And then they had this FanFest to look forward to. I feel bad for them as well. It's like, it was so good. Cole, I'm saddened that they're taking that away. It sucks. It really does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I've only gone 4 times.
Only.
Yeah, 4 times.
Only 4 times. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was new to it. Like, people have been going forever or trying to go and been going to E3. Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah, it was such a good time.
Yeah, my daughter's graduating high school Friday, which is like 2 days before showcase. So we were kind of like, probably won't go this year. And then my fear is that they'll never bring back the watch party. But because of Ben Kenobi, I wouldn't be shocked if they bring back the watch party next year officially, since the community had to do it for. That really pisses me off so much,
Yeah,
Hargeet, that Xbox is like, we're not doing a watch party, we're not doing a community thing. Sorry, fans. We ran you through the ringer this past year of telling you we're going to do something, and then pulling a 180 and doing something else, and now we're not doing Fan Fest at the watch party. They're going to do it later, but then once a couple of community members like step up to the plate and say, we'll do the heavy lifting for you, multi-million-dollar effing company, and then they're like, oh, hey, whatever you need, we'll help you out. It's like, that's such bull crap. Somebody at the top should have been like, what are we doing here? Like, what's a couple of $1 million when our fans are so important to us right now? Whatever. That's my rant. And and that's all. Yeah.
And maybe they do, Colt, maybe they don't, but like, we're going to learn from this and make it better, next year, if they don't do it themselves. If they do it themselves, fantastic. That's awesome. But if not, we're going to learn.
The fans shouldn't have to do this crap, Hargeet. And I know that other platforms like
right. It's
Ubisoft,
whatever.
EA, Nintendo, PlayStation, all these major publishers, they don't do fan events.
No,
it was
they
just
don't do
Xbox.
anything.
They were the only ones holding on to the last bastion of the E3 Christmas in June thing. And this year they're like, we're out, I don't know. I didn't think it was the right choice, but.
And
whatever.
I know that they'll say things like it's a way to save money, but in a corporation that large, what did they really spend on what they did there? A couple $100,000 maybe, if that. Like,
I think it would be in the millions, unfortunately. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
It is in the millions.
You think that's
Whatever
in the millions? How is that in the millions, man?
It is. Security,
Well,
they
have to pay for all of that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It
the
ends
event,
up being big.
Yeah.
Not to mention their own people have to go down there, and there's a whole whatever. It is what it is.
Wow.
It ends up being that much.
I guess.
So,
but even that.
But
even
look, either way, when you're making, what is it, like 18, 20 billion,
exactly.
25 billion, whatever the heck they're making, is like, really
I'll bet last year's event, even though it was smaller, cost them about $1 million to $2 million funds, when they could have live streamed it and cut out $1 million from that budget.
And how much did they make last year? 20 bill?
21?
Yeah. It's just,
but they also spent 70 billion that, of cash money.
Well, that's an asset transfer, and they have the asset, so it's not like they, whatever. They had cash, they just moved the cash into an asset, right? So whatever.
Yeah. But no, it's sad to see it go, but it is what it is. But hopefully it does come back.
If you're interested, though, this is gonna hopefully be a good replacement. We are planning to do similar activities, if not more. So we will try to do as good a job as we can to kind of replace FanFest. It will be FanFest. So we'll have giveaways and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully.
Will you have Jeff Keighley there?
I don't. No, actually, it's an interesting question.
Would you have Jeff Keighley?
We're not averse to it, by the way. We can absolutely invite him. I don't know. We have other special guests. I'll just say that.
I've heard some of the other special guests.
It is going to have some big name people. So
like Boomstick.
No, Boom's not going.
No.
So,
Jez,
no.
Jez Corden. Oh, he's not going either.
Jez isn't coming either.
Rand?
Well, Jez, if you want to come out, come on up, buddy.
Yeah, I know they need to, man. Rand needs to get out of the house. He needs to go to FanFest. Yeah.
Either way, look forward to more. We'll have more information soon. We know people have to make plans and stuff. So
are you guys going to have like a website or something or email?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all going to be there. We're just not quite ready.
Well, definitely. Hopefully, maybe by this time next week, maybe we'll have some more news and we can put it in the link and all that, and we can spread it.
Yep.
We'll spread awareness as soon as we get.
Started putting it out there. We just want to get people aware that, hey, it's still happening. We still have something. If you're coming out to LA, we will have something. It's again not to the level that we want it to be, but it's what we can put together in a short period of time.
Yes, Tim Dog is the special guest.
If Tim wants to come out, you know,
I love Tim. I don't care. I love Tim.
Yeah. I love Tim.
And Tim's lost a lot of weight lately. Oh man, I see him on freaking TikTok and stuff. Man. He's lost like 100 pounds.
Fantastic.
It's a new man, bro. He's a freaking new man.
It's massively huge.
He's massively.
He's doing awesome.
Yeah. No, it's cool. All right. Well,
anyway, it's just a good, fun community thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know. And
Ben Kenobi's a great guy. He's always pushing to do things for the community. He does the coins and stuff. Met him last year too. Really great guy. Hung out with him a lot, but actually, good dude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, Colt, let everybody know where they can find you and your channel and all your videos, what you got coming up. Your social security
Colt
number.
Eastwood. Yeah. 7. Just keep hitting the number 7 and you'll get my social security number. That's an easy one. You can find me at Colt Eastwood on Twitter and YouTube, and I might be working on something, an unorthodox video this week, hopefully, if I feel so inspired. But
it's gang related.
If not, what's that?
It's gang related.
Yeah, it's gang related, of course, because I used to be in a gang. Yeah, so you can check that out. And I have the weekly gaming news, and then the podcast is on Monday, and Mag returns, and we're super excited to talk about everything. So
two bald guys are going to be on the podcast together.
2 totally bald dudes. I can't wait.
Love it. Now you guys look like brothers.
Well,
now
we are
brothers.
Bick
it, bro. You need to bick it like he does.
Oh, that might be next. I can't wait.
No, it looks good the way it is. No, I can't. Yeah, seriously. Mag, we gotta have him on the show sometime. Hargeet, that'd be fun.
Thanks, awesome.
Hargeet, let everybody know where they can find you, your book, and your social security number, and your IRA and your portfolio, and your
yeah, right. So anyway, I'll be on unlike Fonz, I will be on Web Dave's podcast tomorrow, 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Web Dave's channel. Check that out. I'll be on with Boom on Wednesday, also at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Double Barrel Gaming, and see my name Doodle on Friday, 8-ish p.m. 8-ish. On Point for Gamers on Friday. So check that out. And we'll be back next week, and hopefully we'll have more information about the June Showcase event. Hopefully we have more details by then. If not, it'll be the following week. We do have a lot of logistics to work out, so hold tight. And then if you want to check out my channel, HargeetChani1 on YouTube, check that out. And then shop.chani.us if you want to pick up my book and enjoy. Thanks for being on, Colt.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
And with that, I want to thank everybody for showing up live to this show and everybody listening after the fact on demand. Appreciate you guys. The Spotify episode, this episode might go up on Spotify and the streaming platforms tonight, if it renders tonight, but good old YouTube sometimes makes me wait 18 hours. So we will see, but for sure by tomorrow afternoon, it'll be up there. But I want to thank you. And until next time, guys.
You get nothing.
No, that's not it. It's game on.